Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Presley and today I thought we would do a second trimester recap as I will be in my third trimester in just a couple of days. I was going back and forth on where I wanted to sit down and film this video at. My house isn't that aesthetically pleasing, so I was trying to figure that out, and then I was like, screw it, let's just be comfortable. So we're on my couch, which is where I've spent the vast majority of this pregnancy anyway. And we have my sweet puppy here. Her name is Aggie. So let's dive right in. I know this is a little bit different from what I normally do, but this is the stage of life I'm in, so I thought I'd share. I thought it would be kind of fun to compare, not just do a second trimester recap, but also compare to my first pregnancy. This is technically my fifth pregnancy, but my second pregnancy that we've made it this far. So I'll make comparisons where I can to my pregnancy with my daughter. This current pregnancy is a little boy. So I think it's a lot of fun to see what's different because actually almost everything is different. So I'll point all of that out as we go. Let's talk nausea and what it's been like. So your second trimester is from 12 to 13 weeks to 27 to 28 weeks. There's some variation. Some people say different things. This pregnancy, I was nauseous, truly nauseous, every single day until about 23 weeks. With my daughter, my first pregnancy, my nausea ended at 12 weeks to the day. I turned 12 weeks, gone. I had the most glorious second trimester with her. This time, that has just not been the case. I have felt so sick. Like I said, every day for 23 weeks and 28 weeks now, and I still feel nauseous at some point almost every day. Or I have horrible, true, I have gastritis, diagnosed gastritis. I have gastritis when I'm not pregnant, but it's 100 times worse when I am pregnant. And I also have horrible reflux and indigestion and everything that comes with that, and that also causes a lot of nausea. And it has been just brutal, really, really brutal. One of the things that I've been doing to combat this horrible indigestion and gastritis, heartburn that I've been dealing with, because I have it all throughout the day, but it gets really, really, really bad at night. One of the things that I've been doing to combat that is, I'll just go get it and I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. This pillow, this Wedge pillow, has been a lifesaver recently. So I have to sleep almost sitting up every night, and it's not comfortable, but it really, really helps my horrible reflux. So I use this Wedge pillow. So it sits like this in my bed, but then I stack 4 pillows on top of it. So I'm up here, but this is really firm. And so it gives the pillows a stronger base to sit on so that I actually sleep sitting up. I truthfully have no idea where you buy those. I got that from a surgery that I had years ago. It was a thing that a hospital gave me, but it's come in huge handy. I used it with my daughter too. So if you're struggling really bad with reflux and stuff, I would see about getting a firm Wedge pillow, because even though it's not that tall, whatever it is about putting the pillows on top of that makes enough of a difference that I'm not wanting to puke acid all night, which is good. The second thing that's been different, this is not just a trimester thing, but that's really been different this whole pregnancy, is with my daughter, at least for my first and second trimester, I was really not against taking medication. If I needed it, I needed it, but I would do basically anything in my power to not take the medicine. This pregnancy, I haven't had that luxury of being able to choose not to take medication, especially because of this reflux and acidity issue that I have. I take depending on the day, 3 to 5 prescription medications for this gastritis, because if I have a really bad flare-up and I don't take my medicine, it causes me to throw up straight stomach acid for hours and hours on end, and then I have to go to the hospital, and it's really horrible, and it's really not good for my body. It's not good for my inflammation, it's not good for anything. So I've had to just kind of like get past that mentally and know that my doctor would not give me any medicine. It's not safe for me or the baby. And it took me a little time to like be okay with that, but I'm there now, and I'd much rather just take my medicine and not feel like death, you know? Take the medicine if you need it, it's okay. That's what I wish somebody had told me during my first pregnancy. Third thing is just kind of a goofy one. My belly button, my belly button popped this pregnancy probably at like 20 or 22 weeks, like really, really, really early. And with my daughter, it basically never popped. I mean, maybe by like 35, 36 weeks, it was like starting to stick out a little bit. But this time, no, it's been sticking out for weeks now. It's like our bodies just know how to go back to being pregnant. So the fourth thing, and this kind of makes sense with my belly button sticking out. After going through one, full-term pregnancy, and then I had 3 subsequent miscarriages, all before I got pregnant with this baby. I really, really did start to show so early this time. By 14 weeks, none of my clothes fit. Like, I couldn't wear my jeans. Most of my like regular, not just like leggings, but like my regular clothes did not fit my body anymore at all. And that was like a little bit discouraging, really like messed with my head, to be honest. But then I just decided to accept it, and we've embraced this basketball that's sitting on my belly. That was not really easy for me. It actually really messed with my head early on, that like I was showing so early and that my clothes didn't fit, and it's hard to see your body change every single day. But I've tried really hard to just accept it and be so grateful that I'm able to grow this baby, because it's what we wanted for so long, prayed for, begged for, and yeah, it's the good and the bad. We're very grateful. And I've also just tried to buy clothes that fit when I've been able to. Number 5, I think that this one is really, really fun and interesting, especially if you're like a first time pregnant mama watching this, or if it's your second pregnancy and you're like getting to this point. So with my daughter, my first pregnancy, I started to feel her around like first movements, probably like 18 or 19 weeks. I had my placenta's in the back, so like it's easy for me to feel this baby's the same way. And they always say that you can feel your second baby much earlier, probably one, because like what the sensation is, and I don't know if it's just that or if there's other stuff too, but my doctor said the same thing. I felt this baby, I started to feel him move, like not just like one random time, but like I actually felt him move here and there starting at 10 weeks. So that was really, really early, and also just very cool, because it was truly just like the little flutter feeling. And then it was like I actually got to feel the progression of that every single week until around 16 or 17 weeks, when I really started to feel him like more consistently. So number 6, I am carrying this baby so freaking high, way up here. He is so high up. This is completely different than it was with my daughter. My daughter sat so low in my pregnancy with her second trimester, third trimester. I literally never felt her in my rib cage, never. She was so low. This baby is so high. He, in like one motion, can kick me in my rib cage and my bladder at the same time. And I think that is part of why my gastritis and indigestion and stuff has been so much worse this pregnancy, because he is literally pushing into my stomach and all of my organs. Your organs move every pregnancy no matter what, but it literally feels like I have no space up here for like my stomach, like my actual stomach to go. So I will be excited when we get to the point where he starts to like make his way down lower into my pelvis, because it is rough. And I consistently have felt like I have like 2 or 3 or 4 ribs out of place up here, and he kicks them and it doesn't feel great. So any mamas out there that carry high like me this time, I feel for you now, because I never properly understood what that was like in my first trimester. Sorry, in my first pregnancy. And yeah, it's not my favorite. So the seventh thing that has been different or just kind of interesting my second trimester, my anxiety this time around has been so high. It was insanely high in my first trimester, and I thought, or I hoped, that it would get better by my second trimester, but to be honest, it hasn't. Not really. With my daughter in my second trimester, I felt really good and really normal, and I just really didn't have any anxiety with her. I think so much of my anxiety now is because I know that there are still so many things that can go wrong or could go wrong. And with my daughter, my first pregnancy, I feel like I could make an entire separate video about this. But basically, in my third trimester, I started my third trimester right where I am now, getting an infection in my mouth that wrapped around my nerve on my very back tooth. It was the most excruciating pain I've ever felt. I had to have 2 root canals, and I couldn't be numbed properly. I couldn't take pain medicine. It was horrible. Genuinely, some of the worst pain the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And as soon as I got done with that second root canal, literally like 2 days later, I woke up in the middle of the night peeing blood clots. Had to go to the hospital, and it took us like 2 weeks from there to figure out what was going on. So I was like 30 weeks at this point. And I ended up having a kidney stone that was blocking my right ureter. That's the thing that carries your urine from your kidney to your bladder. I had like a 90% blockage from this kidney stone. My right kidney was 4 times the size it was supposed to be, and I had to live with this kidney stone until I delivered. It was so painful. I had to be on antibiotics and pain medicine every single day to not go into labor from the pain, and they put me on modified bed rest and all of these things. And then I actually had a very traumatic birth with my daughter, and so that I will make a separate video on, because I never made one, and I think that, I don't know, I think it's interesting, and I should, especially as I prepared to have, you know, another delivery with this baby that hopefully is, you know, a lot less scary, but with the same, you know, positive outcome. So I think that knowing all of the things that happened in my third trimester with my daughter, and then on top of it, having 3 miscarriages after that between my daughter and this baby, you just don't relax. You just don't ever feel like, oh, okay, we've made it, we've done it. It's like, when the baby gets here, hopefully then I'll relax, and hopefully we make it. But I also know that like every single day we get closer, every single day we're safer. Every single day we're getting closer to, like, we're already at viability. So, you know, his chances, if he were born today, like, they get higher every day of it being a positive outcome. So we're just hopeful, but doesn't do a whole lot for the anxiety issue. So if you're in that boat and you're struggling, I feel you. You're not alone. So the 8th thing for my second trimester recap, my energy levels, same thing as my nausea, did not improve until about 22 or 23 weeks. So I felt like I continued not quite as bad as my first trimester, but still pretty freaking horrible. I pretty much carried that, like, severe fatigue and just like exhaustion from my first trimester all the way through my second trimester until about 22 or 23 weeks. My nausea and my fatigue got better at like around the same time, which I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that it did finally get better, and I am finally feeling like, you know, mostly more normal. But it was hard, and I have a 2.5-year-old that, you know, I'm chasing around. I also work full time, and so, you know, it's hard to be sick and tired all the time. And at least in the US, there's no help when you're pregnant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're sick. Your work doesn't care that you're sick. It's a really unfair, shockingly unfair system, actually. And so I'm grateful to be feeling a little bit better now, but if you're in the thick of it, I feel you. It's not easy, but also you can do it. Like, you will be okay. You will get through it. You will get to the other side of it. And I think you just have to keep telling yourself that, because it was really hard there for a while. And speaking of my daughter, who is now a very rambunctious 2.5-year-old, my second trimester is when she really started to like understand that there's a baby in mommy's tummy. She's gotten to feel him move. I bring her to a lot of my doctor's appointments because I'm able to, and she loves getting to, because of my history with my daughter and her delivery and stuff, I have to have ultrasounds like every 2 weeks for my whole pregnancy, and I'm actually about to start going every single week. So anyway, anytime I take her to the appointment, she gets so excited because she gets to see the baby on the monitor and she gets to hear his heartbeat. And it's been really sweet. I was worried. I think every parent is like worried about the age gap and just how they're gonna be, but she's been so excited for baby brother, especially in these last few weeks. Just like, she has a baby doll that she carries around, and she's like, I'm gonna carry baby brother like I carried this baby, and I can't wait to help mama. I'm gonna change his diapers, I'm gonna help you feed him. And it's very, very, very sweet, even though I'm tired because she's so busy, and like, I wish that I had as much energy as I used to like keep up with her, and I didn't have like aches and pains and stuff. It's like, she's still just so sweet, and like is just willing to come lay on the couch with me when I'm tired and like watch TV. So it's been really, really sweet with the toddler and getting ready to have this baby. And the last thing, 10th, I guess, second trimester thing, and I don't even know if it's really a second trimester thing or just a second baby thing or what, but by this stage in my pregnancy with my daughter, I already had so much done. Like, she had a nursery. It was pretty much done. She had a lot of clothes. We redid her closet so that it was like, you know, made more sense for her. We had already done all of that. She had clothes hanging in her closet, put away. I had registries done. I was getting ready. You know, I knew I was gonna have a baby shower. We had looked at recliners and cribs. Like, she already had a crib. I mean, we had done so much stuff. We've done nothing for this baby. And I mean nothing, not one thing. I'm actually going to make a video because we have, I don't know if it's a unique situation, but it feels a little bit unique. The layout of our house, so we have 2 bedrooms on our first floor, and then all of our other bedrooms are upstairs. So on our first floor, we have our master bedroom where me and my husband sleep, and then we have our nursery, or our daughter's room, where she's been. And when we bought our house, when I was pregnant with my daughter, we're like, this is the perfect setup. It's great. She'll get to sleep in the nursery. We're on the same floor. Everything's perfect. And it was perfect. Until now we have a second baby. And we don't know where to put him. We don't know where he's gonna go. We don't want him to be upstairs. We don't want her to be upstairs. Not yet. It feels too soon. She plays in her room every day. And so as of now, he's not gonna have a nursery. He doesn't have a room. He doesn't have a place to go. So we literally just bought a dresser, and a bigger dresser that him and my daughter are gonna share like their clothes for now. And we know he's gonna sleep in our room for quite a few months. And I guess in that time we'll figure out what on earth we're gonna do, because right now, this sweet baby does not have a thing. So I'm gonna start rectifying that now to get ready for him coming. Thank you guys so much if you made it to the end of the video. If you like videos like this, or you want me to share more stuff about my pregnancy and birth and everything, please let me know. I'm happy to share. I think that it's really interesting to hear different people's perspectives and what they've all gone through. So yeah, really happy to share. I'm so glad that you're here. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying really hard to get monetized. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.